we go. Thanks for all the enthusiasm from all the other artists on Punks That Paint. I'm Jasper Pattison. Hello. I'm trying to film it the right way around this time. Okay. What made you start painting? Those and good parents, I think. Or enthusiastic parents and teachers. There's a painting, I'll talk about that later. I gave that to Alex Gordon from Culture Shock. There's something up there that says Imperial Act. You can see where this is going. School of Splodge. That says High Melton, which is near where I was born, a place I loved. Quite a sort of OCD thing going on here with trees. There'll be a lot more trees and coffee cups. Photo near where I live. Artwork that didn't quite make it. Obviously, see why. That. More coffee cups and knife, fork, and a plate and a heart. What else? A logo that I drew a long time ago that became the logo for Citizen Fish. Hey, no trees, no coffee cups. What's going on? Letter set, another obsession, letter set. We like letter sets. Yeah, more coffee cups, more trees, whatever that is. I do like that. That's I don't know why, I just like it. And the world of lino prints, another great seller. 3 sold for 50p. All right, another economic failure. More letter set. Nice sunny day out there. It's Sunday, and then let's talk about that painting. So, hello. Weird. This is the one that Alex got, and that's the bit that used to join here. It kind of, well, that's what a saw can do. Just beginning to rain. So, what's this? A reference to the phrase Thatcher, milk snatcher. Basically, she got rid of free school milk for school kids, and this is a picture of Milk Street in Bath, showing a bit of bomb damage from the Second World War, sort of, you know, tying it all together. Destruction. Fanzines. This one was the first one I did recently, called Wave of Stashnarax. 1 page, 2 pages, complete nonsense. Couldn't even give it away. I did try, in Kettering. And then there's this one, a little bit more elaborate. It's got multiple pages, Pimlico Times. Also has, you know, some jolly drawings and a bit of a lost and found. Videos for sale. A video of my garden, brambles and old tyres. 60 minutes long. Rhododendron hollyhocks includes 5-minute argument with a Middle England feel. Yeah, that was November 2011. What's the word? Oh, he does try. Okay, into the front yard. Just a selection. This is very flimsy, cheap canvas. And a frame that I found. Running out of canvases, finding an old cardboard box. She lives in London. And there's a mention to Thurnscoe 1984, which is a reference to the miners' strike. Let's blame Thatcher. Hello. Okay, what have we here? Okay, these are some posters for gigs that didn't happen that I used to enjoy putting up in the local pub. You know, they generally got taken down after about 5 hours. This is quite a good one. Fast music. Sorry, fast ska with no music. Okay, urgent. Nearly dropped it in the water. Urgent from Mexborough. Don't know. Anyone been to Mexborough? It's well hard. And the Dearth from Peterborough. Yeah, sometime in May, mid-August. Nice and specific. A5 drawings with those coloured pencils that I saw right at the beginning. And these are small photocopies because I've either given them away or miraculously sold them. So you get the drift. 3-string bass. Cafe scene. I like that a lot. That's my granddad looking at the horse racing results. And I gave that to him when he was in his last days in the hospice. Weird project, don't know what quite that is. Scary. Makes me laugh. This one. This is a painting I sold at Blackpool Rebellion Festival. Pay no more than 1p. It sold. Just, you know, things. Lift to fasten a scene. I'll try to say this. The sorry failed lexicon of managerialism. Gosh, tricky. I read that phrase in a paper. Car clog. And that's, the title is The Tyranny of Sensibilities, but it's actually me and Murph, who's the guitarist for the Rhythmites and RDF, sneaking around Kingswood boarding school in Bath in the middle of the 80s, dreaming that something good would come our way one day. So there we have it. Cool beans. Thanks for having us.
Hello, welcome to this episode of Punks That Paint. My name's Andy, and unlike the previous contributors to this segment of Bluurg TV, I'm not in a band, but I am, however, a punk and have been since the early 80s, and I paint. Dick asked me a while back if I'd contribute something for this, and I've finally got around to doing it, so here it is. I've been painting now for a couple of years. The reason why I started is a bit convoluted, but I'll try and be as brief as I can. For quite a few years now I've had a couple of long-term health conditions which have impacted on my daily life, and because of that I found my mental health was deteriorating. And then a few years ago I was finally diagnosed with anxiety and depression. As part of the treatment for that I was offered some counselling, which I went to, and part of the counselling is to discuss why you feel the way you do and also look for coping strategies to make you deal with the depression a bit better. But 3 or 4 sessions in, the counsellor suggested it might be an idea if I looked at using art as a way of expressing my feelings. He previously suggested writing things down in the form of a journal or a diary, but I've tried that sort of thing before and I know I'm not very good at keeping that up. So that was definitely out for me, but the art thing sounded quite good. I'd already had a creative outlet in that I've been a wood turner for quite a while. So yeah, anyway, I left that day, and I thought, well, that sounds like a good idea. I might as well give it a go. I'd always had an appreciation of art and artists, although I hadn't actually done anything myself since my school days. So anyway, I went home, had a think about it. I didn't have any money at the time to buy any proper art materials, but I did have a lot of tins of normal household paint left over from various jobs around the house and projects that I've been doing over the years. So I thought, well, I need to do something where I can sort of incorporate that as a source of free materials. And then in my workshop, I'd had a workbench that I'd previously painted projects on, and it had been covered in paint and splatters from, painting various things. So I really took my inspiration from that. I kind of intrigued me the way that the splatters of paint looked. So that was really why I adopted a abstract expressionist style of painting. And that's really the start of it. To begin with, I started painting on bits of board and things that I had lying around, again just trying to utilise whatever I had to hand, and it's since progressed from there. Right, this is our spare room. Before the onset of COVID, we used to work with local gig promoters by providing food and accommodation for visiting bands. Obviously all that's stopped at the moment because of lockdowns and restrictions and stuff. So I've taken the space over as a bit of an art studio. I used to paint outside because chucking paint around's not exactly the best thing to be doing indoors. But because the weather's been so bad lately, I've moved in here. For the time being anyway, till I get chucked out. Right, I'm just going to talk you through some of the pictures I've done over the last couple of years. This is one of the first. It's not a very good painting, but it does sort of illustrate where I started from. As you can see, just general household paints, a bit of yellows emulsion, and there's some gloss paint in there, some matte paint. Just painted on a piece of board that I had knocking around. And after a while I started painting on canvas, but photo canvases that I've got from car boot sales and charity shops. You can pick them up for 50p, and they're just perfect for painting over the top of. This one, I think I threw too much paint at it. It's pretty much every colour I had available at the time. I don't particularly like it. I don't like a lot of colour in things. I'm colourblind, so I always have issues with greens and reds and things. I mean, I still use them, but I do find it problematic at times. Now, with this next one, this is, I think, when I finally arrived at the style I was after. I decided, rather than using lots of colours, I'd just stick to two contrasting colours, black and white mainly, and red and black, colours of punk rock, funnily enough. And the effect's a lot better. I mean, there is a mixture of paints again here, gloss, mattes, enamel paints, some blackboard paint, the thing with it is, when you start throwing the paint on, I know where exactly I want the paint to go, but when it actually hits the canvas, I've no control over that, which just makes it quite chaotic, but also leads to some interesting effects. you know, you get paint run and the different colours run into one another. So that's the effects I like. Like I said, I like the chaotic nature of them. The other thing I'm quite passionate about is getting texture in on the painting. Oops. And for that I build up the canvas first. I started off, I was using, again, whatever materials I had knocking around, and I had half a tub of a jointing compound, which is plasterers use for sealing plasterboard. So I'd spread that on the canvas first, so it was all, you know, good texture on it, allow that to dry, and then paint over the top. It is great for adding texture, but I have found that it's quite fragile. If you knock it too much, then it does tend to crack off. So since then I've moved on to just using old paint, mainly emulsion that's just gone past its sell-by date, so to speak, and gone really lumpy, and it's no good for painting at all. And I just add that to the canvas to build up the texture, let it dry, and then over paint it. But yeah, again, it adds the effect, and you get the paint will react with the texture as well, so you get paint pooling in certain areas, in the dips and hollows. And then this is one that's still one of my favourite paintings that I've done. It's probably hard to appreciate on camera, but there's a lot going on there, and I never get bored of looking at this picture. It's in a place where I'm constantly passing it, so I look at it, and I see different things in here all the time. It's quite an odd picture. I mean, personally, I do see faces and representations of faces in it. Whether that's just me, I don't know, but with a lot of my paintings, people do see different things within them. But it's, like I say, that's still one of my favourite paintings. Then, just to bring it fully up to date, this is one of the pictures I did in lockdown towards the end of last year. It began mixture of emulsion. I had a lot of test pots, various grey colours, slaty greys and things, so I've incorporated that into this picture, and I really like it. You know, it's a nice big piece. Because of the frenetic nature of making this type of art, I find it has helped with my mental well-being. When I go into a low mood and get depressed, it's often because of external reasons, such as something I've read or heard in the media. And let's face it, there's plenty to get pissed off about at the moment. When this happens, I found that by painting it can alleviate that mood by venting any pent up frustration and anger. It's like shouting, but with paint. Right, I'm now experimenting with different styles and techniques as I've actually gone out and bought some proper paint and brushes. So I'm still sticking at the moment, still sticking with an abstract sort of style, and still doing some sort of splatter paintings, but now in acrylics. So I'm finding that quite good, and I'm hoping, because I live in quite a beautiful part of the country, to move on to sort of doing a more sort of abstract landscapes eventually, or maybe even some realistic landscapes, I don't know. But anyway, the reasons why I continue to paint is that, you know, basically because I enjoy it. I think that's got to be the bottom line, really. You do it because you enjoy it. From my mental health side, I do find it's a refuge and a place to escape to, if I need that. And I recommend it to anyone who's in a similar situation. Just, you know, give it a go. You know, it doesn't have to be about ability or skill. Art at any level allows you to free up any internal issues and thoughts in the process of creating a painting or a picture or whatever, anything, sculpture, whatever you want to do. I think it's good for the soul, and there's not a better time to be doing it now with lockdown and people stuck in the house all the time and no gigs to go to. So yeah, I would recommend it. Well, thanks for watching. I'd just like to finish up by thanking Dick and Michelle for the opportunity to talk about my painting, and also for the overall concept of Bluurg TV. I think it's just what we all needed for this this time we're in. Cheerio.